as well, and I also did how how to do your Brahmastan. So today I'm going to do everything Brahmastan, the devtas, which is the Manushya devta, and the devtas in between, and the external devtas, right? So let's do how to do that. I also wanted to highlight I'm going to run another batch of online Vastu course starting in end of April. Please register by 15th of April. It's a 12 weeks, around about 10 to 12 weeks course, but normally we'll do 10 to 11 weeks, but if required, we'll do 12 weeks. It's every Saturday or Sunday, depending upon how the students want and what time zone they are in. And the class will be 2 to 2.5 hours each. A lot of case studies will be discussed, and so you can, after class 5, most likely by class 5 or class 6, you should be able to do case studies on your own property, or your friend's property, or your relative's property, or in your friend circle, right? So you can join us. The details are also available on our website, which is the www.astrovastus, one word, astrovastus.com. I repeat, www.astrovastus, if you want to remember that, it is astrovastus.com or astrovastus.com. The fees for the course is US $300, and for Indian audience or in subcontinent, it is 19,000 rupees. It's a very nominal fees, and the amount of information you learn will just you get enough information so that if you are planning to do Astro Vastu or your own Vastu consulting practice, and then it should be able to help you with that. Anyway, no further promotion. Let me just jump into the to the discussion today. What I'm going to discuss. Okay. So as we know in the Vastu, right, is that the area where which we now primarily use is the built-up area, right? And you would have heard this, the concept of 81 padas, right? How the 81 padas is being used for a built-up area. So the way to do it, what I have done for the sake of clarity, in fact, there is one thing which is missing here. Is let's just put this in center. Yeah, that's better. So for the sake of clarity, what I have done is in my PowerPoint, what I did, I just took an Excel of 9 by 9 rows and columns. So if you count this, these are 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let me add that just for sake of clarity. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if I count this as 1, so then becomes this becomes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this is what I did. So assuming that this is your built-up area, or this is your floor plan. Okay, this is obviously in a rectangular shape. So assume that what we are saying, that this is your floor plan. This is your width, and this is your length. So whatever is your length or width, whether it is square, rectangle, or whatever it is, what you have to do is you have to divide that length in 9 parts, 9 equal parts. So that's why I have created 9 equal parts for your length and 9 equal parts for your width. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, from here to here. So you draw 9 here and you draw 9 here. And if you draw, what you will get these 9 by 9 matrix, which is basically 81 boxes. So these all boxes all together will be 81 boxes. So in the Vastu or in the Sanskrit, it is actually called as 81 padas, meaning each box is a pada. So let me just clear, and so let me just say each box is called as a pada. Oops. Right, so each box is called as a pada. So this is one pada, this is second pada, this is third pada. There is no, there is no reference as such. This is not the padas of the nakshatras, so don't get confused. These are just called as padas. So each box is called as a pada, which we have got by dividing the whole section by dividing the 9 times the length and 9 times the breadth, which I also discussed yesterday. So this is what you get. Okay, so now let's decide how do we get the Brahma first. So Brahma is the center of the property. That's where the energy emanates, and the Brahma is the creator for the universe. So he emanates the energy from here, right? So how do we get? So I told yesterday that if you divide your length in 3 parts, so if your length is, say, let's just do this. In fact, because of if you divide your length in 3 parts, the 1/3 part of your length. So let's just do this. Okay, let me just draw here. So if this is your length, so this is one part, this is your second part, and this is your 3/3 part. So divide your length in 3 parts. Similarly, divide your width in 3 parts, like this, and this, for example, and this. Okay, so you will get 3 parts of the length and 3 parts of the width. So technically what you will get the 3 by 3 padas. So you will have 9 padas, which is this, from here, 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 here. These are the 3 padas. So if you look from the center, 1.5 here, 1.5 and 1.5, which is basically 3. And so the rest is 1 pada here, 2 pada here, 3 pada here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we are allocating 3 padas on this side and 3 padas on this side, which is 9. The other way to remember is, if you can't remember the padas, that whatever is the length divided into 3 parts, and whatever is the breadth divided into the 3 parts, and try to use the middle part from the center. So you will get the Brahma. So this is 3 into 3 padas. From the center, whatever is the pada, you say 1 pada here, 1 pada here, 1 pada further up, 1 pada here, and obviously whatever is remaining here is there, if you want to do it that way. Figure out the central pada first, right? Add 1 pada, add another pada, then add another pada from here, add another pada, and just complete your shape. Otherwise, do the 1/3. Whatever is the 1/3, that will be the starting point, and the remaining, the second part, which will be the 2/3 part, that will be the ending part. Similarly, goes from here, 1/3, 2/3, and this is 3 by 3. That gives you the center. So that will be your Brahm section, right? It is also called as Brahm Vidhi, as far as the Vishwakarma Prakash, right? So the first you have got that. The next is called as a Deva Vidhi. So the Deva Vidhi are the next 4 sections, which is also known as the Brahma's other 4 faces, or also known as the 4 Veda. Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Athur Veda, right? So similarly, the Devtas here, which we call them, is this is the Mitra, this is the Vivaswan, right? This is Aryama, this is Budhar. So the next one are the is also called as a Deva Vidhi, and you can also think like they are the 4 heads of Brahma. Now, the way to remember this is we know the concept of pada because we have divided this whole section into 9 by 9. So the pada as it is allocated is actually 2 by 3 into 6 pada. So from here, as you can see, this is 3. Just move further 2 padas. Okay, so you're moving towards east. So start from the east towards east. From the center, move 2 pada, and the height is always 3 pada. So 2 into 3 is 6 pada. Will be allocated to this Aryama. Similarly, you go to Vivaswan, 3 into the south, and then further 2. That's it. Then you go to Mitra, 3 into 2, 3 into 2, 6. So you got 6 pada. So how many devtas? So in Brahma you have 1 devta. In this you have got 4 devtas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then comes these, which is also called as Manushya Vidhi, and then we allocate another 8 devtas. So I have actually, for the just for the clarity, I have added 2 different colors, which means 1 devta here, 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 1 devta here. So there are 8. So if you think like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let me just add again. Let's just So this is one. Struggle with my okay, let's just draw and say, let me just add a text here. Say if I, so this is one devta here. Okay, so this will be another devta here. Okay, so two color boxes, two devtas. Similarly, third devta here. Okay, so that will be the third devta. So this will be 4, this will be 5, this will be 6, and this will be say 7. This will be 7, and this will be the 8th. This is not in the chronological order. The chronological order of placing them is a little bit different, but you always start from the east, right? So you start from here first, second, third, like that. But I'm saying the Manushya Vidhi decides these 8 devtas: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are the 8 devtas. And what is the padas being allocated? Each of them has been allocated 2 padas. So you have got 2 padas. So what is Manushya Vidhi? 2 into 2. Actually, this is 1 into 2. Okay, just clear this. Don't worry about 2 into 2. It's actually 1 into 2 pada. So which is 2 pada. And how many devtas are there? And devtas are totally 8 padas. So let me just fix this. Okay. That's here. Let's just fix this. This is 1 into 2 pada. Okay. So we have got how many padas for these 8 external or the Manushya Vidhi devtas? Everyone has got 2 padas. Okay, another thing I need to fix this is 2p. Okay. So 1 into 2 pada is equal to 2 pada. So how many devtas we have got? We said we have got 8 devtas. So Apha and Apavasta, Savita and Savitra, the Indra and Rajendra, Papyakshma, right? Like that. So you get these 8 devtas. So now you have got 8 devtas. So until now, how we have much covered? 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 1, 13. Now, what are the remaining ones? Remaining ones we have already discussed. Each one of them has got 1 pada each, which are the 32 devtas. So if I say 32 plus 8 is 32 plus 8 is 40, plus 4 44, plus 1 45. So we have got 45 devtas like this. It's very simple to remember. If you do 9 by 9 division of your plot, 9 by 9, 9 times length divided by 9 and the width divided by 9, and so you should be able to get these 9 boxes. And then Brahm is 3 by 3 padas, which is 3 by 3 box, or 3 by 3 is 9 padas. The 4 ones are 6 padas. These are 2 padas each, right? And the remaining is single pada each. What does this pada means? This pada basically means the Brahma energy is actually available until here. Even though Brahma is passing the energy every day or generating the energy from here, but this zone for the Brahma is this. So if this is your Brahmasthan of your property, then this should be vacant. You should not have any anti-element. You should not have any heavy items. You should not have any columns or walls or heavy items which will impact your Brahmasthan, right? So use the Brahmasthan here. Next is 2 by 3 or 3 by 2. These are the 6 padas, which is your Deva Vidhi. So you have got those 4 here, and then you have got 2 padas each for your Manushya Vidhi, and this is also known as Pishacha Vidhi. The external devtas, which are the 32 devtas, they are called as the Pisach Vidhi, right? And the meaning is that each devta only get that much area for their influence. So if you have to do, why I'm saying this, why we are discussing this, because when we do the remedial part, or when we do use the artifacts to remove the to remove the the ailments of that section, then we actually use the energy of that devta. Whatever is the devta here, we will use the representative or respective items which is represented by that devta, we will actually place in that section only. So for example, in north that's your Soma. So, and this is your Bhalat, right? So you can only place items for Soma related to here. For example, this is Ish. So you can only put Ish items here, not here, because the zone or the energy of Devta is only available here, right? Aditi and Diti is here, right? So, Aditi is the mother of the Devtas. So Aditi is here. So you can only place items here. That's where the zone is. That's where Brahmasthan is. And that's where Mitra is. You can Varuna is in the center here, for example, right? So this is just to highlight how do you plot your 45 and Devtas. It's a very simple mechanism. If you know this concept now, or if you take notes on this one or take a screenshot, it will help you to figure it out how many devtas are being plotted and how much section is being allocated. So when you do your remedy, you can actually use that particular zone. So this is a very simple way to do your cross section of your floor plan. Anyway, I have now, in fact, I have now plotted this further, which is a Brahma, Aryama, Vivaswan, Mitra, Rudra, Rajakshma. These are your the other 8 devtas, which is the Manushya Vidhi, and this is your Deva Vidhi, these 4, and this is known as the Pisach Vidhi. Okay, so that's what it is. It's very simple way to remember. Hopefully that gives you a good idea how to plot your 45 devtas. Now let's look at the Marmasthans, and that is something I wanted to cover. Okay, how do we do the Marmasthans? So in Vastu Prakash, there are various types of Marmasthans. In fact, in Mahavastu, they actually describe a little bit more, and taken from the reference from the Vishwakarma Prakash, they have discussed quite a different types of Marmasthans. But what I wanted to cover is only the Mahamarma. The reason we say these are Mahamarma, and you have to be careful when you are planning your house or planning a property, you have to be careful that there is nothing at these places, because the reason they are called as Mahamarma, not only the center of the Brahma which is emanating the energy, it is actually at these 9 critical points which are actually generating the energy which is actually or generating or creating the energy which is being spread to the rest of the property or to the rest of the floor plan. So if these Marmsthans are not being able to generate the energy to nourish the respective zones or the zones further, then you have a problem. That Devta will not be happy, and you will have problems, whether it is to health, or there are different types of ailments depending upon what type of activity is being done, whether you have done a column, whether you have put a wall, or whether you have put water, if you put an anti-element, there will be different repercussions from each Marmsthan, specifically in this zone. And so the idea is that when we are drawing or when we are planning our property, we should not be using the or we should not be doing anything here on these Marmsthans. And if the Marmsthan is coming up with a structure, or we are putting a, you need to move it. Either you move it towards east, or you move it to from that zone. So now question is, how do you get these 9 Marmsthans? So these are very simple to draw. First thing to do is you draw the diagonals from the center, not from here, but from the center. Okay, depending upon where the how the property is, whether it is rectangle or square. In square it doesn't matter, but in rectangle it could. So draw from the center, from the northwest to the southeast. Obviously this is not being lined up properly. Oops. Just for the sake of this, I'm just doing it here. Okay, so you just draw one line diagonal from northwest to the southeast. The other diagonal is this one, from the northeast to the southwest, and this one is from northwest to southeast. Okay, so that is the first line you get. This one and this one, obviously that will go through the center of the property. So that's first 2. Then the next 2 lines, suppose you are drawing the northeast to southwest. So the simple way to remember is leave the first. So this is one pada, this is the next pada. So you leave this pada, you start from the next pada. Similarly, on this side, you leave one pada and you start from the next pada. Just leave one pada here. So start from Aditi, and obviously similarly leave one pada here and go to the next pada, which is the Sugriv. So at the center of the Sugriv and Aditi, draw one line. So that will go from here. Similarly, you have left one pada here, start from the next pada, which is Jayant, and draw to bring, which is one pada from Pitri to bring Raj, right? So you just come here. Similarly, so you have drawn this. So these lines. So you have only drawing two lines, 1 and 2, which is parallel to your northeast to southwest axis. Okay. Now this is for your cash flow. Remember, this is southeast and northwest, and these both are female planets. So moon is here, and Venus is here, right? Now what you do is, again, it's the same concept. Is you leave one pada here and you leave one pada here. So you leave Roga and you leave Naga. So you draw one line from Mukhya to Brisha. Similarly, you draw one line from Shosha to Vithala, which is one line which is one pada away from your Agni. So when you draw that, it will cross section here, cross section here. Wherever these cross sections in between these lines are, that is your Mahamarm, right? Mahamarm stans. So I've said there's a 9 Mahamarm stans. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 9 of them, right? So these are your 9 Mahamarm stans. The reason we say this is important, that if you have heavier items here, you have walls here, you have anti-elements here, you have a beam going here, then these zones are actually very critical from a health perspective, but also they also generate energy for the nourishment for the rest of the zones. So if these are not being cleared, or if these are not being managed, then you have a serious problem. So that's why the Mahamarm sthans are very important for everyone to make sure that they are being managed, or they are being cleared as far as your floor plan. हिंदी के लिए मैं बता सकता हूँ कि ये 9 जो मर्म स्थान है, ये महामर्म स्थान जो है, ये आपके क्लियर होने चाहिए, नहीं तो आपको जो है, क्योंकि ये एनर्जी जनरेट करते हैं, और चूंकि ये एनर्जी जनरेट करते हैं बाकी देवताओं के लिए, जोन्स के लिए, उनको नरिशमेंट के लिए, अगर ये जोन ठीक नहीं रहेंगे तो आपको जो है लाइफ में हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम्स रहेंगी और काफ़ी दिक्कत आएंगी, काफ़ी परेशानी आएंगी। ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है जब आप अपनी फ्लोर प्लान बना रहे हैं या कर रहे हैं, तो उसको कैसे मिटिगेट किया जाए। तो ये देयर आर अदर मर्म स्थान्स, उन पर आज के लिए सिर्फ इस वीडियो के लिए सिर्फ ये 9 जो है महामर्म स्थान ही कवर कर रहा हूँ। maybe I will cover a little bit later. This is actually not something we cover in my Astro Vastu course, because उसमें वो बना बनाया मटेरियल मिल जाता है, तो उसमें ऐसे एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाते हैं। लेकिन आप लोगों के लिए it's a very basic concept. Most of the people actually know what is a marm sthan, but I thought let me just do and give the idea how to do that. और similarly ये जो आज जो ये बताया कि कितनी पदा रहती हैं, 9 बाय 9 पदा का बनाया है, तो 81 पदा बन जाती हैं। अब 81 पदा में ब्रह्म को हमें 9 बाय 9, तो 3 बाय 3, तो 9 पदा मिली हैं। फिर ये जो देव विधि के जो देव हैं, उनको 6 पदा मिली हैं, 4 को 4 और 6, तो 24, 24 और 9 33। और फिर ये हमको ये जो 8 जो है मनुष्य विधि के जो हैं, इसमें हमें मिली हैं सबको 2 पदा, तो 8 दूनी 16, तो 16 और 33 इज 49, 49। और फिर हमें मिली है गॉट इट राइट, और फिर सबको हमें मिली है 32, तो ये 32 पदा हो गए। लेट मी जस्ट कैलकुलेट, ये 32 पदा, ये हो गए 6 4 24, 32 और 24 आपके हो जाते हैं how to calculate now, I'm just calculating the padas, right? So ये 32 हो गए, ये आपके हो गए, ये हो गए 8 8 16, 32 और 16 48, 48 और ये हो गए आपके 24, तो 48 और 24 हो गए 72, और ये हो गए 9, तो 81 पता बन जाती है। और अगर आप इसको वैसे काउंट करो कि कितने देवता हैं, तो ये एक देवता हो गया ब्रह्मस्थान के, ये 4 हो गए, 1 और 4 5, और ये ऐसे 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, ये मनुष्य विधि के हो गए, तो 8 8 और 5 13, और ये बाकी के 32 देवता, तो 32 और 13 जो है वो जो हो गए 45, तो ऐसे 45 देवता आते हैं। तो होपफुली दिस गिव्स यू अ गुड आइडिया हाउ टू डू योर 45 देवतास, हाउ दे कम टुगेदर। द इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग टू रिमेंबर इज कि आपको देवताओं के बारे में पढ़ना चाहिए। देवताओं के बारे में इतना आप मटेरियल ढूंढिए विश्वकर्म प्रकाश से, या नेट पे जाइए या रिसर्च करिए। देवताओं के बारे में पढ़ना जरूरी है। जब तक आप देवताओं के बारे में पढ़ेंगे नहीं, आप वास्तु की रेमेडीज नहीं बना पाएंगे, क्योंकि वास्तु की जो रेमेडीज हैं वो, और जो वास्तु में जो एंट्रेंसेस हैं, जो ब्लॉकेजेस हैं, जो महावास्तु में बताते हैं, बहुत से लोग ब्लाइंडली उनको फॉलो करते हैं और फिर उनका रिजल्ट नहीं आता। उसका रिजल्ट इसलिए भी नहीं आता है क्योंकि क्या होता है कि जो भी कोई आपके जो ये जो जोन्स हैं, उनमें वो चीज़ें रखी नहीं होती, क्योंकि जोन, अब जैसे मैंने बताया, ये एक ही पद का जोन है, तो जो चीज रोग में रखनी होती है वो लोग यहाँ पे रख देते हैं, खासतौर से मित्र में रख दी, क्योंकि रोग का जोन इतना ही है, इतने ही जोन में वो देवता एक्टिव है, तो वो उसको वहीं पे रखना है, राइट। वरुण का जोन सिर्फ इतना ही है, या द्वारिक का जोन इतना ही है। अब अगर किसी को डिवोर्स बचाना है अपना तो द्वारिक का जोन यूज करेगा, लेकिन लोग यहाँ पे रख देते हैं या यहाँ रख देते हैं क्योंकि बोला कि साउथ वेस्ट में रखना चाहिए, ठीक है। तो ऐसे पुष्पदंत है, पुष्पदंत का जोन इतना ही है, लेकिन लोग यहाँ मित्रा में रख देते हैं, राइट। तो इसलिए उनको रिजल्ट नहीं मिलता है। तो इसलिए ये सब देवताओं का पता होना बहुत जरूरी है। दूसरी बात, देवताओं के कलर के बारे में, देवताओं का क्या वाहन था, देवताओं का क्या क्या रंग है ना, उसके बारे में सब बताया गया है हमारे शास्त्रों में, राइट। तो उनके बारे में पढ़ना जरूरी है, उनका क्या अस्त्र था। क्योंकि अगर जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल इंद्र जो है, इंद्र हमारे जो है यहाँ पे ये वाले महेंद्र जो है, उनका जो अस्त्र है वो वज्र है। तो वज्र को अगर हम इस डायरेक्शन में रखेंगे खास तौर से, और वो इसके दिक्पाल भी हैं तो ईस्ट में चल जाता है, क्योंकि वो दिक्पाल जो होते हैं वो, दिक्पाल इज नथिंग बट द देवता और द ओनर ऑफ दैट, नॉट द देवता बट द ओनर ऑफ दैट डायरेक्शन, है ना। तो दिक्पाल का मतलब है उस डायरेक्शन के देवता। तो महेंद्र है, तो महेंद्र का जो रहता है वज्र रहता है, तो अगर वज्र को ईस्ट में रखेंगे तो उसका जो दोष रहता है वो खत्म होता है। तो इसलिए ये मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूँ कि देवताओं के बारे में समझना, उनका कितना जोन एलोकेटेड है एक सेक्शन के अंदर वो समझना, राइट। ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल पर्जन्य है, तो ये देवता क्या करते हैं, ये बरसते हैं, है ना, ये बरसते हैं। तो पानी से रिलेटेड चीजें, जल से रिलेटेड चीजें इस जोन में जाएंगी। तो अब जब अगर मुझे पता है कि ये बरसते हैं, तो बादलों की तरह बरसते हैं, तो वो चीजें मैं उनकी रख सकता हूँ। तो ऐसे आपको अगर देवताओं के बारे में पता चले, देवताओं के बारे में पढ़ना जरूरी है, क्योंकि आप उनकी, जैसे नक्षत्रों में हम एस्ट्रोलॉजी में नक्षत्रों के थ्रू उनके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स पढ़ के हम अपनी रेमेडी खुद डिवाइस कर सकते हैं, जो कि मैंने अपनी बुक में काफ़ी ऐसी रेमेडीज बताई हैं एस्ट्रो वास्तु रेमेडीज में, शनि के लिए और राहु के लिए और बुध के लिए और जो केतु और मंगल के लिए भी बता रहा हूँ। ऐसी रेमेडीज बताई हैं जो जो मैंने खुद बनाई हैं और खुद खुद प्रैक्टिस करी है। उसमें उसमें कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने किसी से सीखा है, एज लॉन्ग एज आई नो कि मेरा क्या नक्षत्र है, मैं क्या चीज की प्रॉब्लम को टैकल कर रहा हूँ और उसके लिए क्या क्या चीज रेलेवेंट है, उन चीजों का मैं प्रयोग करूंगा, राइट। तो ऐसे ही वास्तु के अंदर अगर आपको देवता एक बार समझ में आ जाए, तो फिर आप अपनी रेमेडीज खुद बना सकते हैं, और देवताओं को क्या जोन एलोकेटेड है, तो वो जो दोष है उसको आप रेक्टिफाई कर सकते हैं। इसलिए इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट टू अंडरस्टैंड द 45 देवताज, हाउ दे आर प्लॉट। और मर्म स्थान वगैरह का कॉन्सेप्ट इसलिए इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि यहाँ से एनर्जी एमिनेट होती है, तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है और हेल्थ के लिए बहुत इम्पैक्ट करता है। तो आज के लिए ये महामर्म ही यहीं पे खत्म करेंगे। वन मोर थिंग अगेन, I keep saying this. Some people have come to me, every day. I will get one or two emails about my books. I have said that again. Most of the books are available. All the books are available on Amazon.com. Some of the books are available on other domains like on Amazon.uk, Amazon.au, like that. But all of them are available in Kindle version on Amazon.com. As I said, there are 5 of them are available. All of them have been co-authored with my mother. And there are 2 more which are coming. So hopefully by early next year, I should be able to publish on Mars as well as on Ketu. The content is ready. It's just that I have to just find some time and do some proofreading and publish it. So all of them are available on Amazon.com. And finally, one more thing, the website for where people can come for training consultations or read about the articles or the videos which are coming up is on astrovastu.com. So I hope you like this video. Please do provide your feedback. आप feedback जरूर भेजिए, चाहे WhatsApp पे भेजिए, चाहे email पे भेजिए, या ये हमारा website पे contact है, आप इस पे via email contact कर सकते हैं, और normally somebody from the office will reply to you within 24 to 48 hours. So thanks again, and thank you for watching it, and please do provide your feedback. Thank you. Bye.